Howdy folks, ever start whittling a handsome new handle for your favorite chisel, only to have the darn thing split clean in two? Frustrating, ain't it? Woodworking, much like life, demands respect for the fundamentals. That's why I'm here to share some hard-earned wisdom. I'm your name, and in this video, we're tackling 5 woodworking blunders that'll make a grown man weep. We'll cover everything from understanding the wood's grain to picking the right tool for the job, so you can avoid the heartache of a botched project. Remember friends, a true craftsman learns from his mistakes, but a wise craftsman learns from the mistakes of others. So grab yourself a strong cup of coffee, put on your safety glasses, and let's get down to business. Now, the first mistake that'll send your project sideways faster than a greased pig is ignoring the wood grain. Think of the grain like the muscle fibers in a fine cut of meat. You wouldn't just hack away at it any which way, would you? See, the direction of those fibers, those beautiful lines running through the wood, that's the grain, and it dictates how the wood will behave. Cut against it, and you'll end up with splintering, tear out, and a piece that's weaker than a politician's promise. When you're working with the grain, it's like paddling downstream, smooth, effortless, and satisfying. But go against it, and you're in for a fight you're bound to lose. Take a moment to study the grain before you make your first cut. Run your hand over it, feel the direction, and plan your cuts accordingly. Now, there are times when you might need to cut across the grain, but that's a conversation for another day. For now, just remember, respecting the grain is the foundation of good woodworking. It's the difference between a piece that'll last a lifetime and one that'll have you cursing under your breath. So, take your time, study the wood, and work with the grain, not against it. Your future self will thank you for it. Now let's talk tools, shall we? Tools are the backbone of any woodworking project, and having the right ones can make all the difference in the world. A craftsman is only as good as his tools, or so the saying goes. But there's more to it than just owning the tools. It's about understanding their purpose and how to wield them effectively. But owning a shop full of shiny tools won't do you a lick of good if you don't know how to use them properly. It's like having a library full of books you never read. The potential is there, but it's untapped. And using the wrong tool for the job is a surefire way to ruin a perfectly good piece of wood. Or worse, end up in the emergency room. Safety should always be your top priority. It's like trying to eat a steak with a teaspoon. You might eventually get there, but it's going to be messy and frustrating. The right tool not only makes the job easier, but also more enjoyable. Each tool in your workshop has a specific purpose, and using it for anything else is just asking for trouble. Think of your tools as specialized instruments in an orchestra, each playing its part to create a harmonious result. Take your chisels, for instance. They come in various shapes and sizes, each designed for a particular type of work. You wouldn't use a hefty mortise chisel for delicate carving, would you? No, sir. That would be like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. You'd grab a smaller, finer chisel designed for that specific task. Precision is key in woodworking, and the right tool helps you achieve that. The same goes for saws, planes, and every other tool in your arsenal. Each has its own unique function, and using them correctly can save you time and effort. Now, I understand the temptation to make do with what you have. Sometimes it feels easier to just grab whatever's handy and get to work. But trust me, using the right tool for the job will not only give you better results, but also make the whole woodworking experience more enjoyable. You'll find that tasks become smoother and more efficient. It's about working smarter, not harder. An organized and well-thought-out approach can transform your woodworking from a chore into a passion. So before you start hacking away, take a moment to assess the task at hand and select the appropriate tool. Planning is half the battle won, and if you're unsure, don't be afraid to consult a more experienced woodworker or do a little research. There's a wealth of knowledge out there, just waiting to be tapped into. Your projects will thank you for it. In the end, the right tools and the right knowledge will lead to beautiful, satisfying results. Now let's talk about something that even seasoned woodworkers can struggle with: measuring and marking. It's a fundamental skill, yet it's one that can make or break your project. Whether you're a novice or a pro, the importance of accurate measurements cannot be overstated. It seems simple enough, right? Just measure and mark. But the reality is, it's easy to make mistakes if you're not careful. But let me tell you, a misplaced mark or a hasty measurement can lead to a world of frustration and wasted wood. Imagine spending hours on a project only to realize that a single miscalculation has thrown everything off. It's like building a house on a shaky foundation. It might look all right at first, but it's bound to crumble eventually. The same goes for woodworking. Precision is key. Accurate measurements and markings are the bedrock of any successful woodworking project. They are the difference between a piece that fits together perfectly and one that doesn't. They ensure that all your parts fit together snugly, and that your finished piece is square, true, and something you can be proud of. It's the attention to detail that sets apart a good woodworker from a great one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nick, I'm not building a rocket ship here, it's just a bookshelf. But even the simplest projects deserve precision. But let me tell you, even the simplest projects deserve precision. A well-made bookshelf can be a source of pride, while a poorly made one can be a constant reminder of what went wrong. A wonky shelf or a lopsided picture frame is an eyesore, and it reflects poorly on the craftsman who made it. It's not just about functionality, it's about craftsmanship and pride in your work. So, what's the secret to accurate measuring and marking? It starts with the right tools and the right mindset. Well, for starters, invest in quality measuring tools. A good tape measure, a combination square, and a marking knife are essential. These tools are your best friends in the workshop. And a marking knife are essential. They help you achieve the precision needed for a flawless finish. And when you're measuring, take your time, double-check your work, and then check it again. It's better to spend a few extra minutes ensuring accuracy than to waste hours fixing mistakes. Remember, friends, it's always easier to remove wood than it is to put it back. Once you've cut, there's no going back. So measure twice, cut once, and save yourself a whole lot of heartache. Your future self will thank you for the extra effort you put in today. Let's talk about wood, shall we? Wood is the backbone of any woodworking project, and choosing the right type is crucial. Not all wood is created equal, you see. Each piece of lumber has its own unique characteristics that can significantly impact your project. Each species has its own personality, its own strengths and weaknesses. The grain pattern, color, and texture can vary widely, even within the same species. Choosing the right wood for your project is like casting the perfect actor for a role. It can make or break the entire production. The right choice will enhance the beauty and functionality of your work. You wouldn't build a delicate jewelry box out of rough-hewn oak, would you? No, sir. Oak is strong and durable, but it's not suited for fine, intricate work. You'd choose a finer-grained wood like cherry or walnut, something with a bit of elegance and refinement. These woods are perfect for detailed, high-quality projects. And you wouldn't use balsa wood to build a workbench, unless you enjoy watching your tools disappear into a pile of splinters. Balsa is lightweight and fragile, not meant for heavy-duty use. Understanding the properties of different wood species is crucial for woodworking success. Each type of wood has its own set of characteristics that make it suitable for specific applications. Hardwoods like oak and maple are strong and durable, perfect for furniture and flooring. They can withstand a lot of wear and tear, making them ideal for high-traffic areas. Softwoods like pine and cedar are lighter and easier to work with, making them suitable for framing and outdoor projects. They are also more affordable, which is great for budget-conscious projects. Before you even set foot in the lumberyard, take some time to research the best wood for your project. Knowledge is power, and understanding the properties of different woods will help you make an informed decision. Consider its strength, durability, workability, and of course its appearance. The right wood will not only look good, but also perform well under the conditions it will be subjected to. A well-chosen piece of wood will not only enhance the beauty of your finished piece, but also ensure its longevity. The right wood can make your project a cherished heirloom. So, do your homework, folks. Take the time to learn about the different types of wood and their properties. This knowledge will serve you well in all your woodworking endeavors. Get to know your wood and choose wisely. The right choice will make your project not only beautiful but also functional and durable. It's the foundation of a successful woodworking project. The right wood can turn a simple project into a masterpiece. Now, before you even think about grabbing your saw or chisel, there's one more crucial step we need to cover: wood preparation. Think of it like prepping a canvas before painting a masterpiece. A little preparation goes a long way in ensuring a smooth and satisfying woodworking experience. First off, make sure your wood is properly dried. Green, freshly cut wood is full of moisture, and as it dries, it can warp, crack, and twist, ruining your project before you even get started. Look for kiln-dried lumber, which has been carefully dried to a stable moisture content. Once you've got your dried lumber, it's time to mill it to size. This involves using tools like a planer and jointer to create flat, square, and consistent surfaces. A well-milled board is a joy to work with, while a wonky one will have you fighting every step of the way. Finally, don't forget to sand your wood thoroughly before applying any finish. Sanding smooths out any imperfections, creates a consistent surface for the finish to adhere to, and brings out the natural beauty of the wood grain. Remember folks, proper wood preparation is the foundation for a flawless finish. It might seem tedious, but trust me, the results are well worth the effort. Well folks, there you have it. 5 common woodworking blunders and how to avoid them. Remember, woodworking is a journey, not a race. Take your time, learn from your mistakes, and never stop experimenting. Now go forth and create something beautiful. And remember, the only thing better than a well-crafted piece of furniture is the satisfaction of knowing you built it yourself. And if you mess up, well, that's what firewood is for. Just kidding. Mostly.